Hey everybody, welcome back to another SUPboarder video. This video is all going to be talking about the brand Prolimit and really looking at the SUP range of accessories you can get from them and the things that you should be looking out for in 2022. Prolimit are a Netherlands-based water sports company, pretty well-known brand in the windsurf and kitesurf and surf industry. They've been making good quality wetsuits, harnesses, board bags for many years, and definitely they are gathering more of a following in the SUP industry as well. So first off, let's look at the stuff that they're really well known for in the past, and that is wetsuits. They make a pretty big range of wetsuits. Straight away, the first thing to say is these are good quality suits. I personally have had Prolimit and still got Prolimit suits from 2-3 years old that are still going strong, opposed to some other top end brands that haven't lasted as well. So Prolimit wetsuits are definitely a standout range of wetsuits, offered in all different sizes, all different thicknesses and all different price points as well. Wetsuits for supping are obviously a fairly important base layer, but more for the people who are getting wet. So you're maybe talking about whitewater supping, you're talking about surf supping, of course. You're talking about disciplines where you're getting in and out of the water quite a lot, because wetsuits do work the best when they're having a thin layer of water in between the neoprene and your actual body. If you're looking for super warm wetsuits to keep you SUP surfing and in the water in the coldest of water conditions, you're going to be looking at something like a 6'4", which is where it's 6mm neoprene on the body and 4mm on the legs and arms. And there's various different degrees of stretchiness, and actually you can get ones with inbuilt hoods. And generally with wetsuits, the more you pay, the more you get, the more comfortable it's going to be to use, and the easier and quicker maybe it is to dry, and the lighter the wetsuit is as well. They make wetsuits in all thicknesses in between, right down to the 2mm sort of shorty. Those wetsuits are obviously much better for the summer months. You're still going to be getting in and out of the water, so you're looking at the same sort of disciplines, but much warmer water wetsuits. Prolimit have also got a really interesting wetsuit in the 2022 range, which involves the PF1 series. It's a plant-based rubber. It's laminated with recycled polyester. The lining is made from recycled PET bottles. Now that sort of stuff is getting a lot of people interested, including us ourselves, and it's good to see that Prolimit are really focusing on the environment and what they can put in and on their wetsuits to make them more environmentally friendly in years to come. Now, a lot of you have been asking and talking about dry suits and SUP suits. Now, Prolimit have a big range of dry suits and SUP suits, and actually they're at quite affordable prices too, opposed to some other brands on the market. We've used a few of their lighter weight SUP suits in the past, and they do work really well, and we're hearing a lot of you who are going for this style suit instead of going for a wetsuit, because you understand that you're not going to be going in the water so much, but when you do go in, you're going to want to go in for a quick dunk and get out again. Maybe you're even paddling in colder water and you don't really want to actually get the water inside your suit like a wetsuit would do. So a SUP suit or a full dry suit would be better for that. Obviously a full dry suit is going to keep the water out completely. They've got much better seals around the necks, hands and feet, but they are going to be better for those more extreme conditions, but obviously they do cost more money. The lighter weight SUP suits are better for the occasional dunking. As I said, we've used them in the past with them, and they actually do keep quite a fair amount of water out. But maybe if you were going to be going white water paddling when you might be in the water quite a lot, but the water is colder, you'd probably be looking more at a dry suit. For the people who want to get into their race training in the winter, but having something to keep you warm and dry just in case you do fall in, these style of suits are going to be a really good option to look at. When it comes to Prolimit's SUP clothing range, this is a range that has exploded definitely in the last 2 years. We've always had a really good understanding and used a lot of the leggings and the shorts and the neoprene bottoms, but this year they have really opened up their range a lot more. There's a lot more jackets and there's a lot more loose-fitting neoprene garments as well as the close-fitting neoprene garments. The loose-fitting jackets and the hoodies that are still made out of a very similar type of neoprene to your more traditional wetsuits, they are great for easy paddling, general paddling, touring paddling, you know, river cruising, all of that sort of stuff, but they aren't restrictive and they're not tight to your skin, so they're much more comfortable to paddle in than the sort of slightly older school, tighter fitting tops. Definitely one of our favourites with the SUP team are the looser fitting hoodies. Still neoprene, so if you do fall in the water, they're not going to hold any water, they're going to dry off quickly, they're still going to keep you warm, and they're a good middle ground from this sort of full SUP suit to full wetsuit. They sort of sit nicely in the middle. When it comes to looking at that neoprene based clothing that Prolimit make, there is quite a big range. A simple and easiest way to understand what sort of thing you should be looking at is if you're going to be getting in the water quite a lot, as you're going to be falling in the water, maybe you're going to be going SUP surfing or you're paddling a river and it's somewhere warmer, you're going to be wanting to paddle in a tighter fitting top or leggings or shorts. But if you're going to be paddling and you want to keep warm, if you do fall in but you're not really going to be falling in that much, then probably look at the looser fitting neoprene range. It's going to work much more efficiently for you, and it's going to be much more comfortable to paddle when it's dry. Prolimit also offer a nice range of thinner, quick drying tops, including leggings for ladies. These are ideal for when you're planning to work up a sweat or when you're paddling in warmer conditions. So definitely look at where you're going to be paddling, the temperature of water you're paddling in, and the discipline you're going to be doing with that as well. There's lots of choice to look at between men's and ladies, and I will say I think there's probably more Prolimit ladies stuff in the range than there is actually guys, which is nice because a lot of the wetsuit companies are focusing more on the guys than actually looking at stuff which is specifically designed for women, especially when it comes to paddleboarding. Then when it comes to keeping your feet warm, well, there is a huge range of stuff to put on your feet for Prolimit. Probably the biggest range of booties I've ever seen from any brand. Just like the wetsuits, they've got really thick sort of 6.5mm booties. They're going to keep you really warm, right down to the lighter, thinner base neoprene boots that are going to be better for the summer months. Bear in mind, if you want a good feel on a board, especially if you're surfing, you're going to want to go for a thinner sole, not as much material between you and the board, keeping that down. It's going to give you more feel and control of that board. Loads of sizes, men's, ladies, and they've actually got kids boots as well. And now I said there's a lot of range of boots. There's probably equal amount of range of beanies and hats you can wear. When you're paddleboarding, this is a really key thing to keeping your head warm, and it's a very easy thing to regulate your overall body temperature by putting on a hat, taking off a hat. Very quick and easy to do. They've got lots of neoprene style beanies. They've got loads of headbands. They've got balaclavas, got sun hats, and then you've got the full-on helmets as well. So they have a huge range of different types of head gear to keep you warm and safe. Going on from that, they've also got like base layer neoprenes with built-in hoods. So if you're surfing, or maybe you've got an old wetsuit that's not very warm anymore and you can't afford to go for a full new wetsuit, putting that on under your suit is going to give you a lot more warmth. It's going to stop a lot of that water that maybe is coming in a hole or going down a broken zip. It's going to stop that attacking your core straight away and give you a lot more warmth. So that's a good little tip to look for those sort of things to keep an old wetsuit going, or just get a lot of warmth out of a really cold, horrible winter's day. And on those really cold paddling days, you're probably going to be looking for gloves. Lots of choice of gloves. You've got full finger gloves, you've got mitts, you've got palmless gloves. I've said it in other videos in the past, I'm a real believer of palmless gloves because I like to have the feel of the paddle shaft or the handle in my palm. Don't get cramped so much. If you're SUP surfing or racing and you're trying to grip the paddle quite a lot, you're probably going to want to look at a palmless glove. If you're more recreation, touring, light paddling, where you're not sort of moving so dynamically and using the paddle so aggressively, you could probably look at a normal base glove. But it's definitely worth trying to see if you get cramp in your forearms, and if you're wearing a glove, that's probably why you are. But the next thing I want to speak about is the PFDs, your personal flotation devices. Now, Prolimit offers something very different from any other main SUP brand. So a lot of you might be heard me speaking about the full inflatable life jackets you can get, and obviously the full buoyancy aids. Now, Prolimit do have a few full buoyancy aids in their range. They are the ones that are going to give you the ultimate float, apart from going for a full life jacket. But there's a lot of you out there who struggle maybe with climbing back on your board. Have a look at the Prolimit impact vests. Now, these vests are generally designed in the past for big wave surfing, wakeboarding, kite surfing. They have a thinner layer of foam around the core front and the back to stop impacts from waves and boards hitting you, but they can actually work really well for the extra layer of flotation. The good thing about these impact vests though, they're much more slimmed down, they're much more slimline. So if you're struggling to climb on your board because of your bigger bulk of buoyancy aid, and you're happy to lose a bit of buoyancy but just want a little bit there just to help you swim, you just want a little bit more confidence, then look towards these impact vests. Not only are they going to give you a bit more flotation, they're also going to give you a huge amount of extra warmth. These are very close fitted sort of garments. Unlike a buoyancy aid, which you sort of strap up, tighten up around you, an impact vest is made of neoprene. So when you put it on, it really stretches and forms around you so that it holds tight around your body. It traps a lot more heat in that. They are a lot warmer and easier to paddle in, and they're less restrictive as well. And for you wingers out there, there's also a great range of quick release leashes for your wings, waist leashes, wrist leashes. So definitely if you're after a better leash for your wing, check the Prolimit leashes out. So to give you a summary of the standout things from Prolimit, for us, number one, the wetsuits are very well made, good quality, and they do not lose their shape. Lucy is very, very happy with her super thick 6.4mm wetsuit because it's so flexible. It doesn't feel like she's wearing a really thick suit, which is a really big thing to say. Another standout for us is the Air Max pants. They're thin neoprene pants. They're a great crossover in summer months or autumn months. Maybe you're getting your legs a little bit wet. They're very quick drying. They're good at keeping the warmth in, and they're really nice to comfortable. They've got a nice key pocket on the back, a nice fitted waistband. And if you use them with layers and maybe SUP suits, you could probably use them throughout most of the year as well. Looking at the top half, one of the standouts for us is the neoprene loose-fitting hoodies. There's a few different choices in there, very user-friendly. You're going to be able to use these in so many different conditions and in so many different disciplines, whether you're putting them on to keep the sun off, whether you're putting them on to keep the wind out, whether you're putting them on, have an extra layer and your base layer as a rash guard, you want to keep a bit more warmth, whether you're going in the water every 2 minutes or whether you're not. These neoprene loose-fitting hoodies are definitely so versatile, and many paddlers are going to use them for many different types of discipline. And last but not least, because they have been making them for ages, board bags. If you are after a board bag, whether it's to hold your foil, whether it's to get for your surfing SUP, whether it's for your surfboard or multiple boards, they've got absolutely everything in the Prolimit range, and there's so many little neat features. You can tell these bags have been really designed by paddlers and surfers and kiters and foilers, because there are so many options out there, different sizes and different ways for you to transport your kit to and from your paddle or wing or foiling location. They really have got a huge range of stuff out there to look at. So look at the board bags as well. Massive range of them to talk about. Definitely one of our big standouts for 2022. So there is a pretty big range of Prolimit gear out there to be used. If I had to summarise Prolimit, I think personally Prolimit are up there with some of the world's best wetsuit manufacturers, and they really do make a good quality range of accessories, the hoodies, whether it's the leggings, whether it's the tight tops, and then you've also got all the board bags and all the accessories. So if you're looking to buy into a European-based company that really does a lot and think about the products they make, definitely check out some Prolimit SUP gear in 2022. I hope this video is helpful. If you've got any Prolimit accessories, please let us know your thoughts and comments below, and we'll see you on another SUPboarder video real soon.